So hi everybody. This working? I'll just stand here. So my name is Dror. I'm one of the founders of Wibiya. I'm happy to be here today to tell you a bit about the journey from when we started until we sold the company to Conduit a few months back. I know we had a long day and people look a bit tired here, so let's just do something quick. If you are here, could you raise your hand for 1 second? Okay, that's enough to start. Great. So let's start. What is Wibiya? So Wibiya is a platform for publishers and websites to integrate different kinds of applications into their websites. We have a social bar that sits at the bottom of the website. If you ever gone into a website and saw a bottom bar with different apps on it, most likely that is us. And it could be apps to increase your page views. It could be apps to enrich your content, social tools you want to integrate, earn money, and more things that the publisher needs. A few quick facts about Wibiya. So we founded the company in 2008, and we were acquired by Conduit in July 2011. Our entire network of publishers reaches about 200 million unique users per month. We have today about 200,000 active websites, not as mentioned behind me. We have, every day, there's 1,000 new publishers that register to Wibiya, and this is all word of mouth. We didn't spend a dime on marketing, and it takes less than 1 minute to integrate our solution into websites. So how did we start this? How did Wibiya start it? And it's quite an interesting story, actually. We were creating, me and the other two founders of Wibiya, creating a completely different product called Jungle. It was sort of a vertical search engine. We're in 50 verticals. And we were going to offer publishers a way that they can choose their own search providers and integrate it into their website. We worked on it for 2 years, did every possible mistake you can think of. We didn't launch, we convinced ourselves in a lot of different functionality and features that should be done. After 2 years, we finally went to San Francisco to a conference and launched the product. Talked to a lot of different publishers there, and they all said, it's really cool, but what I need is more functionality in my website. After almost 400 people that we spoke to, and we said, there's a problem here. We decided to completely shift, and 2 days after we launched the product, after 2 years working on it, we decided to ditch it and move completely to Wibiya. We came back to Israel. I didn't mention it's an Israeli-based company. And we came back to Israel and raised some money from angel investors and started working in Wibiya until we reached the scale we got to. I'm jumping ahead now 2 years. 2 days before my wedding, this was a year ago almost, Daniel, one of the founders of Wibiya, went to New York. There was a conference, an important one, and we said he should go. Of course, he had to come back to my wedding, otherwise I would kill him. But eventually he went. In one of the evenings, he went to this burger joint that only few people know of in New York. He sat down next to the bar, ordered his burger, and there were two people sitting next to him, speaking Hebrew as well, Israeli. So, Israelis, they start speaking to one another. Funny enough, these were the founders of Conduit. And they started speaking, and suddenly there's so much synergy between the companies that there's so much to do. He came back to Israel, and we continued speaking with the Conduit folks about everything we could do. A few months have passed again, and suddenly, instead of working together and partnering up, there was an opportunity of an acquisition. Of course, this was exactly when I was heading to my honeymoon with my wife. So we started negotiating with 3 companies, with Conduit, a very big company in the West Coast in the US and on the East Coast in the US. But I couldn't say no to the honeymoon, so I had to go with my wife, otherwise she would kill me. I had to return after 5 days in my honeymoon. As you can see, most of the honeymoon, this was Tanzania, safari. I was on the phone, speaking, negotiating, dealing with everything that needs to be done. And once I came back, we finalized the deal with Conduit, which was an amazing deal for everybody. It was a perfect fit for our company and Conduit. We shared the same vision as the founders about how to grow Wibiya and what kind of business create out of it. It was a great return of investment to our shareholders in just 2.5 years. And everybody was really, really happy from this. So how's life in Conduit? You know, we were acquired in July 2011. So it's not quite the same as it was before. We need to get used to the garbage being thrown out 3 times a day and not waiting for it to pile to this size. But we have amazing stuff coming out this year, really cutting-edge innovation in the web field. And if I can take a few lessons learned from all this, so first of all, if you have a product and you're building a startup, get it out there as fast as possible. It doesn't matter if it's perfect or not perfect. Features are your enemy. And the second thing is get out there. Go to conferences. Speak about your ideas. You never know what a small encounter in a burger joint might end like. Thank you very much.